bet Ann's mad about that.
Pace car is in. Field begins to tighten up. It's pretty well spread out here as they come off turn number 4. And we're under the green flag for 200 miles.
Boy, Ricky Craven got a great jump. And it's important for these guys to get single file as fast as they can, because that second groove around here is very slick. The guys up on that second groove up there holding their breath right at the moment.
Yeah, if you get out there, it's one thing. You can go side by side, but a guy will force you up, and then you're really in trouble.
Phil Parsons on the bottom of the racetrack, the white number 29. Moving underneath Bobby Dotter. Dotter's in the high groove, and that's not where you want to be in the early laps.
You know, Mike, we talk about momentum now. Well, we got the car spinning off turn 4 up here.
Randy Porter down on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like everybody will get by. Cincinnati Millicron, number 35. Porter has a quick spin, and we are under caution at 1 lap. Now, that's a break for Chad Little. We'll see if they decide to make the driver change under this caution or if he will run a while in the Bayer number 23.
I bet he's sitting there thinking, gosh, I didn't know I was going to have to make this decision that soon.
Yeah, right. What happened here?
Well, he's up in that higher groove that I was telling you about, and he just lost control of the car. There's no coming back once you get her around that far. He's along for the ride right now. Hold her down there.
Yeah.
See if he turned the brake loose, he'd shoot right back up in front of that traffic. That would really be bad.
Nice save by the Busch Series rookie out of Greenville, South Carolina, Randy Porter. Chad Little staying on the racetrack. The pits are closed for the moment. We'll see if they open them up next time around. We'll be back to Dover Downs right after this word. While we were away, Chad Little changed drivers. Derek Cope got in. They waved the green flag, and this car blew up. Randy LaJoie.
You know, unfortunately, anybody else's bad luck, always somebody gets the break out of it, and that'll bring Derek Cope up to the outside of the, I guess they come up on the inside in Busch Grand National. They'll pull all the way up to the front car, and they can make up their lap if they can beat the first car.
Let's go to the Randy LaJoie pit. Here's Glenn.
Well, it doesn't appear to be a blown engine because he just tried to refire it. The engine fired just momentarily. A lot of smoke. It could be, you know, something on an oil line or something. I saw the car go into one with a lot of smoke behind it, but it did turn over. However, they're putting the hood down now. That looks to be it for Randy LaJoie today. Boy, he's had a lot of tough luck lately.
And LaJoie came into this race 6th in the points, so he'll be one of those 11 dropping out of that group.
Yeah, I talked to Randy earlier, well, in Charlotte, as a matter of fact, and he was worried about their engine program. He had lost 3 or 4 engines. He said Rinaldi's building engines for everybody else, and they're not having any trouble, but he's having trouble. He couldn't quite figure that out.
Well, as you say, Bob Rinaldi's one of the best engine builders in the whole sport. They've had luck over the years. They're just having something bad now.
Something bad going on there.
Let's show you what happened while we were away. As you watch Derek Cope now aboard Chad Little's car. Here is Chad coming in for the driver change. He's already got his belts off and he's ready to climb out.
Darrell, that's the most painful part of everything he's done, just getting out of that car.
Yeah, when I had a broken leg, I went to Pocono and I tried to get in and out of the car. That's what took so long. It was just painful to get out of the car.
Well, let's find out how he's doing. Here's Randy.
Well, I would say you barely broke a sweat, but I know that had to be nerve-wracking just to be out there with all those injuries.
Yeah, just, you know, I tell you, the worst thing is I can't physically tighten my seatbelts very tight without it hurting my shoulder, and I just can't drive a car without having my belts tight, you know. And I feel so lucky after last week looking at the car and, you know, seeing what's happened to other drivers with cars look like that. So, I mean, I feel fortunate that I didn't get hurt any worse, and I just couldn't race unless I can snug my belts down, and my shoulder won't allow me to do that. So, you know, that caution helped us out. We only lost 1 lap, and so, I mean, this is all right. We're sitting pretty good.
Okay, you're darn right. Derek Cope certainly is capable of winning here. You remember back in 1990, he won in the Winston Cup division right after he won a little race called the Daytona 500 in the same year. And then on top of that, he just won 4 weeks ago in the Busch Series in a different ride. But Derek Cope certainly going to be a threat. He's going to pull up on the outside or at the inside here to take the restart here at Dover. And we'll be back to Dover in just a moment.
Aerial views from our Steel Chainsaws aerial platform. Hope they don't saw it off the side of the helicopter. That's the horse track inside of Dover Downs. Let's go to the garage. Here's Glenn.
Well, a very dejected Randy LaJoie is out of the car now. Randy, awfully short day. You guys having a lot of engine problems lately.
I tell you what, I don't know what it is. I don't think the motor shop knows what it is. Just went 2 laps and bottom end broke. And we had a fast race car here all week, and I drove into the wall qualifying. We should have been on the front row, but we had a good enough race car. I could have went to the front today, and we were fast this morning in practice. It's one of those things. What can you do? I mean, Trina, Lance, all our associates, we're sorry, but hey, we'll get them next week.
Well, that's the attitude, but he sure is dejected, and rightfully so. He's had an awfully bad run of luck here lately. Hope things turn around for him.
Thanks for that, Glenn. Now, why did Chad Little have to start the race? Let's explain for the folks.
Buddy, you explain it.
Well, it's something we don't even like to talk about. We think he ought to be a designated driver at least for 3 or 4 races. If a guy cannot really compete and be up to standards, but it's a rule that you must take the green flag to get the points and run at least 1 lap under the green.
Right. The driver who starts the race gets the points.
Gets the points.
Well, that's why Chad Little did, and Derek Cope is in that car trying to get a lap back from Ricky Craven, but that won't be easy as Craven heads them off into turn number 1.
So we might also explain that I don't know if Chad got all the way up to the front or not, or Derek. And if sometimes they don't allow you to move up to the front unless there's lapping taking place on the racetrack. Cars get lapped in the pit early on like that.
My truck has 99,000 miles on it, and it's like a...
Well, welcome back to Dover Downs, and it's good to be back at Dover Downs. We had a power interruptus down in the truck.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a rookie up here. I didn't know that plug. I didn't realize.
No, Daryl, you don't have to apologize for this. We'll find you something to apologize for before we're done today.
I didn't realize it was the main power source.
We're going to blame you for Tommy Ellis not knowing there was a car on the outside of him.
That might be.
I think Miles the Monster or the other network.
You see Tommy Ellis on the inside there. He comes out and makes contact with Kevin LePage, and then he hit the inside wall. There's a lot of damage there, Daryl.
Yeah, he hit hard. I mean, you're coming off that corner, and if you make any kind of bobble at all and go down on that inside, that hurts.
Well, a lot of people say, why did he go back on the racetrack? He just had one wheel steering there, and that car goes pretty much where it wants to go then.
He did the right thing. He stayed up high out of the way, and then waited for a caution to come. He brought the car in the pits.
Tommy Ellis was runner-up here in 85 and 88. And now Derek Cope will try to get back on the lead lap. He's in the number 23 car, relief of Chad Little.
Well, we'll see if he's got the power to do it, because that's a fast car that Ricky Craven has on the inside there. Yeah. Of course, he can't jump him either. If he comes by there first, he's in trouble. He loses the lap.
He's with him.
He's trying.
Derek Cope's going to give it a try.
Let me tell you, that Derek Cope would go bear hunting with a switch as far as bravery, but that outside lane's going to humble him just a little bit, Daryl.
Yeah, well, that switch would get him in the same kind of trouble that move did. He's going to go back.
Here comes
Bill Parsons
on the bottom. You talk about momentum. Now, this car right here has got the momentum going. He won Charlotte. He got also a very good tire on there, the Hoosier tires. Yeah. Guys, we're not beating this in the ground, but it is an issue right at the moment. Yeah. Hoosier has a very good race tire.
Yeah, and the field is determined. I mean, you see him after that race in Charlotte last week. He had that fire in his eye. Folks, you've been writing me off. You've been talking about old Phil Parsons. Well, I'm here to show you I can drive a race car.